Hello, my friends. Once again, time to get down to the brass tacks and jump back into the Starfield, because today is that day. After about 100 hours, I feel like maybe it's just time to tell it like it is on my top 5 favorite things in Starfield, about Starfield, within the game, surrounding the game. I feel like this is an opportune time to hop in if you haven't. While I feel like not sharing any story details whatsoever, I wanted to let the people know, without spoilers, my top 5 favorite things, and I also wanted you guys to tell me your 5 favorite things about Starfield. When we get right down to it, it's kind of a personal experience, so not everyone feels the same way about it. So today I'm going to share my top 5 favorite things about Starfield. First on the list of my favorite things about Starfield is pretty simple. It's the scope. You can go so far in this game. You can go at great lengths to journey or keep the journey as short as possible. You can go so far. You look in the distance, you stand on a mountain, and you just kind of look out. You can go pretty damn far out there. I have not hit one invisible wall in my 100 hours of playing this game. Simply put, I have no idea how so many people are having such a problem enjoying a game when in reality, we all know games aren't limitless and endless. It's not magic. The scope in this game is so great. So many planets to go to, but it's not even just about the planets. It's landing on the planet, seeing a new location almost every time. Unless you keep hitting the same landing spots, you will see something different just about every time you land on the planet. Now, eventually, if you do play the game long enough, you will see the location loops, where these places are kind of pre-built and predetermined, like a shipwreck. That's one I've seen a few times. Or maybe like a deserted science outpost. Certain things like that you may see repeat. But a lot of the times, the planets have been so unique and the landscape's been so incredibly thought-provoking that I'm not bored of it at all. And the further I go, the more interested I feel to learn more. To get deeper into the Starfield is what I want to do. And those details are here. You look at the scope of this game, you'll be in awe. Number 2 on my list of my 5 favorite things about Starfield is the NPC interaction. Not just with your companions, but there's a lot of people out in the world you can talk to and have a personal bond with, or a story for them to tell, or maybe you tell them a story and they react to it. It's interesting to see this go so deep, because one example, without spoilers, is the marriage, the bond between Sarah Morgan and my character. Before we got married on a beach, she pretty much said, "Are you sure about this?" She asked, "Are you sure about this?" And I'm like, what's the problem here exactly? And we talked for a minute, and I actually had forgotten something she asked me. She said a name that I hadn't remembered, and it was her commander or something from her previous flights. I forgot her name, and she reacted like, "Wait, you don't know my commander's name? We've been talking for weeks about this." She laughed it off, and we still got married, but she noticed that I had forgotten this information. It's like she remembered. She told me about this. I don't think I had to know about this. She got pissed off. Just a little bit, just enough. A reaction that felt natural. That's just one example of one NPC in this game that I've had some connection with or attachment to. It's incredible to see them notice something. Something that we've interacted about, something we've talked about previously, comes up in conversation later on, and she's like, "Wait, you don't remember? Is this not important to you?" That kind of thing. It was so cool to experience, and I can't wait to experience more of that. Number 3 on my list of 5 favorite things about Starfield. This one will definitely matter to the channel's name. The details of the items and the world around you. You look around you, you will see great depth. There are so many items in this game with great detail to them. The attention to detail on not only the items that surround you, but the outfits themselves, the buckles, the threads, the zippers, the ties, the ropes hanging off people. There's so much to it. The detail is there, and it's so finely crafted that Ah, man. I know Bethesda games often have tons of items, tons of loot. That's the name of the game. But in this game specifically, Starfield, the craftsmanship here is so fine, so much attention to detail that I must say each item you pick up is interesting. Even a wrench, even a board game box. This is fascinating to me because I love the details. I love seeing a detailed environment where someone really tooled around and, carved out an existence in here. It feels lived in because of these items. The environments feel well chipped away, well created statues and figurines, and my God, it is quite an experience when you add on such items. You could have a great RPG with tons of depth. It doesn't need these items. These items just make this RPG better. And it's not even just items either, it's the stories told within the environments themselves. It's cool to see a place that was once ruled by humans, now just full of skeletons, and robots have now swept up the area and kept things secure for 100 years or so. Or it's like going to a location and you could tell there was a firefight, there was death, but it was recent. There was a murder. It was crazy. And you find out further and further what's happening. That's just some details told through storytelling of the environment. And man, honestly, I'm not sure they could have done a better job in this regard. As for number 4 on my list of my 5 favorite things about Starfield, the weapons. Now, this kind of ties in with the items, but you know what? The weapons are more than an item. They're a tool. They're a treasure. They're an artifact. They're something you prop on the wall in victory, and something you take off the wall when there is no time for celebration. When someone's kicking down your door in this game, guess what? When the fire starts, the fire rises. When the gunfire starts, my God, there are more bullets flying in this game, more lasers going off than I've ever seen in a Bethesda game. More than Fallout 4, which is entirely about war and what comes from it. This game has way more guns and way more gunfire than I ever expected in a Bethesda game. And this is such a great step up from Fallout 4 in that regard that I stand in awe. It's magnificent to see guns in a game make sense. When you go to a weapons workbench, the work you do to the weapon changes it pretty greatly. I have picked up so many different variations of so many different firearms in Starfield that, damn, I'm still finding after 100 hours new guns. New guns, and I'm 100 hours deep into this game. I can't imagine how much further it goes. But to be specific, man, I love the old weaponry. We'll get down to that in a specific video, but man, I love the old AKs, the old pistols, and the old shotguns. Those, to me, just perfect. Perfect. As far as all the other weaponry goes, it's great too. It's just I have a preference in battle. If I'm going into battle, I like to think about what I'm taking in before I get there. Suppressors, long distance scope, maybe we're going in full tilt with a grenade launcher and jetpack. Either way, it's fun no matter what you use in this game. And like I've said in the past, I'm not someone who likes lasers and photon beams and plasma guns, but at the same time, they pop off in this game just about as hard. And when you pick up the most high tier, the most high quality particle beam in this game, you're gonna feel it. You're not going to want to put that down, even if you're not into futuristic weaponry. And when they pop off with anything else, damn, it shines. Do you want to jetpack around with this grenade launcher and go in full tilt, balls to the wall? Absolutely. There's your ticket to ride, bub. Now, on to my final favorite thing in my top 5 things about Starfield. And if it's not obvious, it's about to be. So if you can't already tell, I love taking photos in this game. Photo mode is number 5 on my list of 5 favorite things about Starfield. You can tell a story through pictures in this game. You can show where you've been, the situations you've gotten into. You can manipulate the picture however you want. It's the freest form of photography in video games I've ever seen. Virtual photography typically isn't my route. I loved it in No Man's Sky. I loved it in Last of Us Part 2 and Part 1. I love different photo modes for different reasons, mostly because they give you freedom. And this one gives you ultimate freedom to just about do whatever you want, just shy of a director mode. Starfield is the premium. It is the premium. It is the tip top when it comes to a photo mode in a video game, especially on console. It's seamless. It feels great to handle. The only problem I would say is I want to be able to choose when I'm holding my weapon or when I'm not. I don't want to have to go through the menu in a particular way just to be able to hold my weapon, because that's how I took these shots. I went to the pause menu and actually made sure I got the shot properly. As someone who loves freedom in their games, photo mode, and the open world, and the NPCs, and the items themselves, the choices you can make with all these lead to the word freedom. I love freedom in Starfield, and having the freedom to choose and choose and choose and choose and choose. This is magnificent to me, and I love Starfield. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Please hit the like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video and want more. Until next time, folks. Ta-ta.